take a peek at my board first, boys and girls. I need to. Here's my board. I have two kind of long words on my board today. You might know these words or you might not. I don't like my light. Let me get that fixed. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to learn a new rule for when we are reading some longer words. Okay. When we're reading longer words, there are some things we can look for. Our vowels, remember, first graders, are A, E, I, O, and U. All the rest of the alphabet are called consonants. Okay, and when we're reading a word, if I see two consonants, so I see two P's here in this word, watch what I can do to help myself figure out my word. I'm going to split it. Okay, now I'm going to cover up this first part of my word. Can somebody help me with this first part of my word? How would you pronounce this? How would you say this first part? P, U, and a P. What would you say, Haley?
You.
Short U. Good. She said pup. Okay, Carrington, help me with the second part of my word. What would that sound like?
Pet.
Good. So I'm going to say what Haley said again. She said pup. Carrington said pit. Puppet. What might my word be? Annabelle, what might my word be if I put those two word parts together? Puppet.
Puppet.
Yes, my word is puppet. Good. I see two consonants there, so I can split them up. Now here I see I, which is a vowel. And then I see N, S, I. Ooh, another vowel. And look, I had two consonants, N and S. They're not vowels, so they're consonants. Help me out, Eliana. What happens here if I split? What's my first word part say?
In.
In. Yes, my first word part says in. And Ava, will you help me with my second word part? This part where I see, oh no, I see a bossy E, so I better tell that I to say its own name.
Side.
Good. Inside. What word might that be? Mika, what happens when I put those two word parts together? Inside. What word do we get?
Inside.
Absolutely, inside. Nice job, first graders. I'm going to go ahead and grab my reading book now. I hope you do the same. We're going to quick roll through some of these right now, okay? We're just going to do the first three today, okay? I'm on page 176. I'm going to make, there we go, and I can see them a little better. I want to do just these first three today. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this piece of paper, cover it up. Okay, why don't I just cover it one at a time? Okay, let's take a peek at this first one. It has the double consonant in the middle, so that's where I can split it. Now you can practice with me using your hands. Let's cover up the first part, segment and blend. Rab. Good. I love that I see James trying over there. And then let's cover up the first part so we can see the second part. We have rab and it. Rab and bit. Rab and bit. What's our word? With those two word parts, rab and bit. Ooh, go ahead, Vincent. What's our word?
Rabbit.
Very good, Vincent. Nice job, first graders. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this time we don't have the double consonant like we had the B's. It's really easy when we have a double. We know that's where we split. But we still see these two black consonants here because these are both vowels. We see S and a K. So we're going to split at the S and the K. So segment and blend this one with me, starting with the B. Ass, bass. Okay. Let's figure out the next part with a K. K-et. Cat. Basket. What might our word be now? Jax, what is it? Basket.
Cats.
Basket. Try it again.
Basket.
There you go, basket. Nice. All right, last one, first graders, for the day. Now we have, I see M, okay, vowel, consonant, consonant. See them? They're the black letters are the consonants. And if I have two together, I can split them up. Okay. It's, are you using your reading finger too? Miss, okay. And now I have to remember who is here at the end of this word part. Who is here at that end of that word part that I have to remember the rules for? What is it, Ivy? Oh, not Ivy. Riley.
It is a bossy E.
Oh yeah, girl, bossy E. So that A is gonna say its own name. First graders, let's segment and blend. Here we go. Ache. So we had miss and take. Miss and take. Can you put those together? Blend them up. What word might we get? Miss and take. Gavin, what do you think?
Mistake.
Mistake. Very good. Mistake, like you had an accident or you made a mistake. Nice job, guys. All right, let's go ahead and we are going to just take our hands, put them up by our head here. Okay, put them up by your head. Good, good, good. Wiggle the fingers, wake them up. We're going to be reading today, so we have to wake up all our reading fingers. Okay, arms straight up to the sky. Keep them wiggling. Good job, good job. Let's see. Now pretend you're Santa Claus. This might be practice for later at our holiday Zoom. Pretend you're Santa Claus and you got to sling your sack over your back. Oh, but that shoulder hurts. Let's switch shoulders. Ugh. Sling it over the other shoulder. Oh boy, we got to keep switching because it's just too heavy. I got to keep switching your sack. Keep going. Now it kind of feels like I'm swinging an axe. I'm cutting wood. Cut some wood, first graders. Cut some wood. Oh yes, oh yes. Good work, good work, good work, good work. All right. Take one last big swing back. Stretch out the backs of your arms. Reach to the sky. Give yourself a big hug. Oh boy, that feels good on my shoulders. I'm gonna switch arms. I'm gonna put the other arm on top now. Lovely. All right, now we're ready to read. Here we go. I'm going to turn my page one page and I will see this story, Honeybees. You need to know this story today, first graders, in order to complete your reading assignment, okay? Hi-yi-yi, look at this beautiful field of flowers, and boy, does this honeybee love it. Now, the first thing I see, first graders, and you can tell me if you agree or what you think, I see pictures that look like they were made up. Do you agree? You can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up if you agree with me, these pictures look like they were maybe painted or drawn, or a thumbs down if you think these are real photographs. What do you guys think? Okay, I only see two thumbs. Uh-oh. Thumbs up if you think these pictures are maybe drawn or painted, or thumbs down if you think they're real. They're taken like with a camera. Okay, thank you for sharing your opinion. So these were pictures. If I just, flip another page, these aren't photographs, right? They're not real photos that somebody took with a camera. They were definitely drawn or painted, but that doesn't mean it's a made up story, okay? We are actually going to be reading expository text today. That means nonfiction, okay? It is real. It's going to give us information about what? What do you think this story is going to give us information about? What on earth would a story called Honeybees be going to tell us about? James, what do you think this story is going to be about?
About honeybees.
Oh, lovely thought, James. I think so too. Let's find out. We're going to turn to page 180. And you will use your reading finger with me to read as best you can along. Here we go. The sun shines. these honeybees wake up. It is time for these insects to work. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Good work. Let's turn the page. They are awake. Starting with in, here we go. In the hive, bees live like a family. Sight word for this week, family. In the hive, we can see there is a queen bee. Look at those double E's in queen and in bee. Lots of worker bees and some drones, they're called. Okay, so we have 3 types of bees. We have the queen bee, we have the worker bee, and we have these bees called drones. Interesting name. Okay, here we are up here. This is the queen bee. Which one? Do you think the queen bee is this one up here, or do you think it's one down here? Which one do you think is the queen bee when they say this is the queen bee? Which one is it? Oh, what do you think? Which one is it? What do you think, Ava?
The top one, because the queen bee is the biggest one.
Lovely. Yes, this is the queen bee. It's the bigger one. She rules the hive. That's her only job. She rules over the hive. Now we have these littler bees down here. These bees are drones. Drones help the queen bee. Okay, so we now know the queen bee rules the hive. And what do the drones do, first graders? What's the drone's job? Annabelle?
They help the queen.
Good. Their job is to help the queen. Very nice, first graders. Go ahead and turn the page and we see a new character here, a bear. What on earth could a bear have to do with honeybees? Let's see. This hive is hidden in a big tree. Worker bees will keep this hive safe. Oh, who's keeping that hive safe? Eliana, who's keeping our hive safe?
Worker bees.
The worker bees are fighting to keep their hive safe. Let's see how they do it. It is not wise to make bees mad. Mad bees will attack. Now let me see with thumbs, first graders. How many of my first graders have had a bee that got mad at them before? Thumbs up if you have, thumbs down if you haven't, and you're a lucky one. Thumbs up if you've had a bee or bees get mad at you before and give you a little sting. Aha. So not many of you. That's good. I'm glad some of my friends have not had that happen to them. Go ahead and turn the page. Let's see what else the worker bees do. So the worker bees protect the hive. They also, worker bees make wax cells in the hive. These wax cells are small holes. So these little, what are these, hexagons, okay? Those are the cells. They're empty. You can see some of them are empty and some of them have the shiny stuff in it. What do you think that shiny stuff in some of the cells is? What do you think that stuff is, Zoe?
Honey.
Yes, let's read more about the honey. So those worker bees have to make their cells, and then bees save honey in some wax cells. Small bees live and grow big in other cells. Interesting. So you can see over here, we see some of those smaller bees. They need to leave some of those cells open for those smaller bees to grow. Bees feed on honey. Worker bees feed honey to other bees in the hive. Bees make honey from nectar. Where do they get that nectar? Where are my plant friends who know where nectar comes from? Penny, where does nectar come from?
Flowers.
Yes, the bees go and they get their nectar from flowers, and that is how they make their honey. All right, boys and girls, a couple more pages. get nectar inside? Oh, flowers. Who would have guessed? Just like Penny told us. Bees take this sweet nectar back home. Bees also get pollen from flowers. So nectar is almost like a liquid, and the pollen is that powdery stuff. If you've ever touched a flower and you got some powdery, maybe it was orange, maybe it was yellow or red, that is called pollen. It's also what makes some people sneeze. Okay, let's see what happens when they bring it back. So they have to go out, they have to get that pollen, they have to get that nectar, and then they come back to their hive. Worker bees feed pollen to the queen bee and small bees. It helps them get big. Nice. When those small bees get big, it is time to make a new hive. So worker bees have lots of things to do. Let's talk about some of the things that they are supposed to do for the hive. Can you tell me one? What's something that a worker bee is supposed to do? Jace, would you like to share something today? All right. Miss Kayla, what about you? Can you tell us about something a worker bee does? They do lots of things, first graders. If you look back in your pages, you might find some more things that they do. You might remember. Go ahead, Carrington, what's something a worker bee does?
They help the queen bee and they feed the small bees.
They feed the small bees. Good one. Any others that my friends remember? What do the worker bees have to do? They have to go get stuff. What do they have to go get? What's something they have to go get? Annabelle?
Pollen and nectar.
They have to go get pollen and nectar. Good stuff. All right, let's go ahead to page 192. This is a bit of a longer story, but we're almost finished, first graders. And now we just read about how when those smaller bees get big, they need to make a new hive. So we're going to learn about another job the worker bees have. Worker bees make the new hive, so they have to go make it. A new queen bee will go with them. When it gets cold, these bees will go inside their hive and sleep and rest. The bees will wake up when the sun shines. Amazing, they stay in their hives the whole winter. When it gets cold, they hide in their hive. Who else feels like hiding when it gets really cold out? And not going outside? Yes, Ava feels that way. Or James feels that way. Or when that sunshine comes out, then we might feel like going out and going outside, right? Good stuff. I want to know, which of my friends learned something new about a honeybee today? Give me a thumbs up if you learned something new about a honeybee today from our story. What about my friends who raised their hand about something they already knew about honeybees? If you already knew something, any of my friends already knew some of this information? Cool. Thank you so much for reading with me, first graders. Now today, you're going to have some questions about the story. You have 3 questions to answer in our activity.